right, man. One of the biggest headlines going into the offseason is going to be Jared Goff's contract. And, I really don't think this roster got too many holes. I did a video about positions that cause for concern for the Detroit Lions. I don't really see too many concerning areas. I know people can nitpick and be like, well, the receiver position is, but they got guys there. I mean, Donovan Peoples-Jones had, I think, a really good season in Cleveland at one point. I can't remember who was the quarterback, but I think he had about 600-700 yards. The talent hasn't been his problem. It's just been his whole career being injury prone. I mean, you moved up and drafted J-Mo. So, I mean, out of all the receivers you could have moved up and draft, you took him, so you got to bank on it. And the question is, Jared Goff. I mean, they're going to roll the dice. Baltimore rolled the dice and ended up paying over Joe Flacco for a Super Bowl. You know, Detroit risks doing the same thing now. Will Detroit have another great year? A lot of people seem to think so. I know Jared Goff got mad at the media for still being negative, but you got to understand how bad this team been. One good season don't make up for a billion bad seasons. So, you know, it's just got to be a level of consistency, you know. And despite the optimism from the fans, I guarantee you the fans are still hesitant of SOL. That's not gonna go away for a long time. Never, probably. You know, so that's just something that you gotta deal with. But with him, if you don't pay him, he probably gonna win the Super Bowl. You gotta overpay him. If you pay him, then, you know, more than likely he probably ain't gonna be shit. He gonna fuck up this season, get injured or something. So that's the risk that you run. Me personally, I don't mind paying them. Yeah, I don't mind freaking paying them. Why are we fucking stopping, bro? This shit is insane. Oh, I see why we stopping. Farmington. I don't know who got shot. Or whatever happened. But nonetheless, that's just the risk that you run. If I paid them now, I try to do a 2 or 3 year deal. But, you know, the elephant in the room is that they did draft Hendon Hooker. I know it don't have the same, something must have happened. I know it don't have the same shock value as the Falcons taking Michael Penix Jr. Well, you know, Michael, you know, but, you know, Kirk Cousins' deal is really 2 years for $100 million. It's not, everybody said 4 years, $80 million. Well, you gotta look at the guaranteed money. It's 2 years, $100 million. So after 2 years of Kirk ain't cutting it or Phoenix that deal, then, I mean, you can move on to Phoenix and Kurt to be finito. You know? So you get a good look at Hendon Hooker. I mean, going into the, you know, mini camp in the offseason, what if Hendon Hooker looked pretty good in OTAs? What if he looked good in t-shirts and short shirts camp? What if he looked good in, you know, in training camp? And they like, well, you know what, man? This guy might be ready. We see what Goff do this year, and, you know, maybe we tag him and franchise tag him and have another open competition with him and Hendon Hooker the next year. And I wonder how much, because Hendon Hooker seems to be the complete opposite of Jared Goff as far as strengths and weaknesses. You know, Goff is more of that guy. One thing I like about Goff, he can tear your ass up, pause, over the middle. Goff gonna go through them progressions. Goff is gonna get the ball out. Hendon Hooker kind of hold the ball, look for the money shot, good arm, mobile. Goff not mobile. Got a great deep ball pause. Goff don't really have a great deep ball. It's satisfactory. So those are all kind of things to look at. So they kind of like they're kind of their strengths and weaknesses. Kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but whatever. But nonetheless, I wonder how good Hendon Hooker looks in training camp. Is that going to factor into how they're going to? People don't have no regards for the speed limit. Go get a ticket. Don't hit one of these workers and go to jail. I'm gonna testify too. That ain't snitching either. I'm gonna testify. But I wonder how his progression does to the point where it factors into paying Jared Goff and how long. What if he come in, he terrible? They like, fuck that. We get Goff 5 years, whatever it is. So I really wonder about how much that factors into what they gonna pay him, or how long they gonna pay him, or they gonna roll the dice. You rarely see a top 10 quarterback, and I think we agree a top 10 quarterback roll into a contract year with 1 year left. You don't really see that. And maybe he feel like he don't have any leverage, and we don't know what's going on in negotiations. To be quite frank, we simply don't know what's going on in their negotiations. So that's the $1 million question. And I know people that don't really want to be in Detroit. I'm not saying he do or he don't. I'm not a mind reader. Don't have inside information. But these guys that really didn't want to be here, like Hendon and Sue, they priced themselves out. That's exactly what they do. They price themselves out. So they overcharged Detroit to stay in Detroit, and that's why Hendon and Sue left. And then also that compared to the state taxes in Florida. So that had a lot to do with it. So that had a tremendous amount to do with it. But I think Hendon Hooker plays into that. And I think, what they negotiate, it could be a number of years. It could be a price point. They can come to agreement on the annual money and guarantee money, but not for how long. Because in Virtuoso, Kirk Cousins' contract is not 4 years, 180. It's actually 2 years, $100 million, fully guaranteed. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. So, do you give him something similar to that? 2 years, 110. And I think, however Hendon Hooker look is going to have a lot to do with that. Once again, I say it again. However, they didn't draft Hendon Hooker for no mistake. By no mistake. They didn't draft Mr. Hooker by mistake. They did not draft Hooker by mistake. Vegan don't go to a steakhouse and order steak by mistake. Yeah, I came up with that. So that wasn't no mistake them picking up Hendon Hooker. Don't believe that. They thought about it. And they probably had their reservations about Goff. So they went with a dude that was kind of the opposite. Athletic, strong arm down the field. Goff, water pistol for an arm, not athletic. So, to me, it's interesting. I think he earned his bacon here. I think sometimes you think you can do better in Detroit. And when you're evaluating the quarterbacking position, boy, it is one of the hardest to evaluate in all the sports. Think about being a quarterback. You got to know what 24 people doing, 22 people doing on the field. You be like, what the fuck? I knew it. I'm going back around the other way. You know what? I'm gonna take the long. Am I gonna regret this? I'm making a life decision right now. You know what? I'm just gonna go all all the way back around. I don't care. I thought it would be clear going this way. As soon as it warm up, they want to start doing construction and shit. But yeah, man, I just look at Goff, and sometimes you think you can do better. And I say this all the time on my other channel. Women really think they can do better than guys. That's why they always cheat. Most of y'all think men cheat more. Not true. Women cheat more. And if you get a female friend that's honest with you, they'll tell you that. Women cheat more. You know? But they had a perception that men cheat more. But the quarterback position, like I said, it's hard to figure out, in my opinion. And very hard to decipher, but you know, they'll figure it out. But you think, and women cheat more because that's what I was getting at. I lost my train of thought. They practice hypergamy, always think they can do better. And you know, Lions probably think we can do better at quarterback. And you know, you don't know unless you roll the dice. But sometimes you got the best is gonna get is right there with you. You got the perfect fit. It might not be the Peyton Manning, might not be the Brady, might not be the Marino, Elway, Rodgers, Vic, whatever you hoping it is. But sometimes a guy is just perfect for what you do. Sometimes a guy is just perfect for, you know, for your team. Sometimes a girl is just perfect for you. And one girl might have the yams. You know, she might have the Goff 5000. But there's other essential things that you need that you don't got. So, let me know what you girls and guys think, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. You go live and drop video. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlists. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Peace.